This will be the February masterclass, the masterclass that we normally do. And for February, we're going to be talking about building financial wealth. My name, as your host, Fatile Ayobami Joshua. And of course, if you like this video, at the end of the video, please, I will really want you to, smash the like button, give us a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to our channel where we're going to be talking about different kind of topics every month at least. Okay? We're going to be talking about different kind of topics every month that can help you as entrepreneur. Okay, because this channel is actually meant for entrepreneur. This masterclass is meant for people who wants to go into entrepreneur or people who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs and or those who are already in entrepreneurial space and are looking for a community to gather around them to be able to, uh, foster their entrepreneurial journey or to come alongside them to be able to, make this entrepreneurial journey a great one. All right. So this is the kind of people that our community is meant for. And if you want to join our community, there will be the link below to join this community. The link below to join the community will be put below this video. All right. So let's get right into our video for today. So for today, we're going to be talking, like I mentioned, about building financial wealth. So how do you build financial wealth? All right. So the major things we're going to be talking about will be first, we're going to talk about the introduction. All right. So we also talk about the wealth generation. How do you generate wealth? How do you protect your wealth? How do you manage your wealth? How do you accumulate wealth? How do you also distribute wealth? And also we talk about the conclusion where we wrap up everything that we'll be talking about. So first is about us. We are HCBD Consulting, okay, and I am the lead consultant for HCBD Consulting. And what we do at HCBD Consulting is that we try to um, we help aspiring entrepreneurs to become their potential. In whatever thing that you want to do, you want people to come alongside you to help you to scale your business, or you want, to start a business and you're not sure how to navigate the path from probably being an employee or from someone who doesn't have what is really doing, such to someone who wants to start up a business as individual or as a partner or as a limited liability company. And we do this not only in Nigeria, of course, primarily in Nigeria, and then we also do this in Hong Kong. And of course, very soon we're going to be extending to the United States of America. But the two places where we function right now is first in Nigeria and Hong Kong. All right. So that's where our business environment. That's where we really operate for now in Hong Kong and in Nigeria. Of course, if you want to consult us out of these two domain or locations, please feel free to consult us because we also offer online. Of course, there is digital technology right now, so we can always do Zoom or we can do any other technology to be able to help you to navigate your path into entrepreneurship or to scale your business. All right. So, like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about building financial wealth. So, financial wealth must be built. And the way to build financial wealth is to have these five pillars to build the financial wealth, which we already talked about. All right. So, but one thing I want you to really, really understand is that these five pillars, they work hand in hand. There's no way you want to, manage your wealth without first getting this wealth. If you don't get it, then how do you manage it? All right. But or the best thing you can do if you really want to manage what you don't have is to put the structure in place first. All right. And of course, as you're putting the structure in place, it's helping you to actually get this wealth. All right. So there is no way you want to do it. If you're protecting your wealth, you're managing your wealth. If you're protecting your wealth, you're also in a way structuring how your wealth will be distributed. All right. So all the five pillars work hand in hand. There's no way you can separate one from another, but you might not be conscious, okay? You might not be consciously working on all of the five steps. You might be focusing more on one of the steps at a time, but there's no way that when you do one step, one way or the other steps are not inculcated in the one step you are already doing. All right. So this is the way that I would like you to view each of these five pillars of wealth building and management. Right. And then, of course, in wealth building and management, you cannot underemphasize the place of multiple income. Multiple income is very, very crucial. All right. If you do not have a multiple source of income, it will be very hard for you to actually accumulate wealth or build your wealth to a point where it would make you to be financially free or get you to financial freedom space. So multiple streams of income is essential for anybody who wants to build a financial freedom or build the kind of wealth that will help them to be able to achieve every single thing that they plan to achieve in life. Also, there will be the third thing, which is going to be that financial wealth is about more than just accumulating wealth. All right, financial wealth is more than just accumulating wealth. Okay, it's more than just accumulating wealth. Wealth accumulation is a pillar in wealth building, management, and distribution. You don't focus only on wealth accumulation if you really want to get a wealth that will make you to be financially free, right? It's just a step. But the mistakes that a lot of people make is that they just focus mainly on accumulating wealth. This might not be a good thing to do. So you want to, in a way, try as much as possible to not focus too much only on wealth accumulation, even though you are doing every other thing that helps you to manage your wealth very well when you are doing wealth accumulation. But your focus should not only be on wealth accumulation. You should also have in mind wealth distribution, wealth protection, wealth generation, and all these other pillars if you really want to have the kind of income or the kind of wealth that will help you to become financially free. And lastly, estate planning and the importance of legacy planning. Estate planning is very pivotal to legacy planning. All right. So we will talk about that when we get to the wealth distribution point. Okay. So, like I mentioned, we have the 5 pillars of wealth, uh, getting to a financial freedom, or we have the 5 pillars of wealth. This is first the wealth generation, which is to create multiple source of income. This is very pivotal. Second one is the wealth protection, where you protect what you have. Okay, when you have something, it's always good for you to protect them because if you do not protect them, the probability that you're going to lose them is very high. So for you not to lose what you have, you need to protect it. Then the next thing is that wealth management, where you optimize what you have. Okay, so we'll talk about this later in the segment in this session. All right. So, but you need to be able to manage what you have. And then you need to be able to accumulate. When you manage things, okay, you don't only manage them, you also want to build on them. So wealth management helps you to, it helps you optimize what you have, keep them, protect them, keep them, and so that they do not reduce. That's what wealth management is. But you might be managing, if you're not accumulating, you just remain at the point where you have. And eventually, you eventually lose what you have if you're only optimizing what you have. So this is the reason why you need to also consider wealth accumulation. And after wealth accumulation, you should do wealth distribution because what happens to your wealth when you're long gone? The mistakes that we make is that we focus on we accumulating wealth and then we don't think about what happens to our wealth when we are no longer here. Right? This is very, very important. And I don't want anybody, since you are an entrepreneur or you are about to start your own business, the best time to think about this kind of thing is now. There's a Chinese adage which says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. So today, start your wealth distribution mechanism. Put it in place so that you don't, uh, well, you regret when you are no longer here or you are happy wherever you are that your wealth is actually being distributed the way you want them to be distributed. All right. So please pay attention to wealth distribution of all these 5 steps. Every single time you are thinking about wealth, it's always important to think about these 5 steps. Moving on, now we go to wealth generation. So when we talk about wealth generation, what do we do or how do we generate wealth? So firstly, the thing I want you to bear in mind is that you need to be able to find yourself in the whole of this wealth generation or wealth accumulation or financial freedom pursuit. All right. The way to do this first is you need to know what's your purpose and what's your identity. Your purpose and your identity is the foundation of wealth accumulation or the foundation of everything in life. And when we're talking about purpose and identity, you want to find out what is the purpose for life. First, what's the purpose for life? This life you are living or you have currently right now, what is the purpose of it to you? The second thing is your purpose in life. Okay, you want to find out what is about your purpose in life. All of these are the things that constitute your identity. If you do not have the meaning, you don't know the meaning and the purpose of life, you don't know the meaning of purpose, and you're able to find your own purpose, then you don't know the meaning of money and the purpose for money. What is the meaning of money? Money can be anything. Okay, the cash you hold in your hand is money. Right? The one you have in your bank, which is not in your hand, is money. The one you tie down in an investment or an asset is money. In as much as you can use it to exchange for something. So anything of value that you can use as a medium of exchange is money. All right. So that's the meaning of money. But what is the purpose of money? And the purpose of money is different for different classes of people. But for example, for the poor, the purpose of money is for them to be able to buy what they want. Okay, to just spend it. Okay, that's any money that comes into their hand, they just want to blow it as soon as they have it. That is the purpose of money to a poor person. How about the middle class people? For the middle class people, they believe that the purpose of money is to be able to accumulate liabilities. Okay, they want to live in a fine house, they want to go to different luxury vacations, they want to, drive a fancy car. They believe that's what money is for. What is money if we can't spend it? Yes, you need to spend money or you have to spend money. But then that is not the primarily purpose of money. Money is not for you to be able to accumulate liability for yourself. Okay, so that's what the middle class people think the purpose of money is. And for the rich or the wealthy people, they think that the purpose of money is to be able to generate more money. Okay, money to them is a seed that they plant to get more money. That is the mindset or the purpose of money to a rich person. So you need to know the meaning of money and then the purpose for money. And of course, where you stand will determine where you will be eventually. So you are supposed to move from the poor to the middle class and to the wealthy or the rich people where they believe the purpose of money is to multiply money. And then lastly, you need to know what is the meaning of wealth to you. Is wealth accumulating more money, or is wealth only about money, or is wealth all about assets, assets and money? Or you think wealth is you, having a purpose in life, adding value to people around you, you becoming something great that you become a person of value where other people can take a value from you. All right. So the ultimate definition of wealth is that all around that, all right, you are wealthy. Your health is good, your finances is okay, your family, your social life is very good. You are having a thriving spiritual life. So wealth is more than just money. That is the true definition of wealth. And what is the purpose of wealth? The purpose of wealth is for us to be able to do good. And this is why we will say that for a poor person or a bad person, all right, the wealth you have will just amplifies your nature as a bad person, so that you use your wealth to oppress people, you use your wealth to do much more bad things. And if you're a good person naturally, if you have wealth, the purpose of wealth to you, you will see that is to do much more good things for people. So the purpose of wealth will be reflected in you. So wealth in itself, or we will say money, okay, doesn't have a a life of its own. It takes the life of the person who has it. It just amplifies the nature of the individual who has this wealth, right? So that's the I believe wealth is much more, greater than money. That's how I believe that. So we want to know what's the purpose of wealth. Purpose of wealth is that it's to be used to create much more value for people, bring glory to God, create value for people, and for us to be able to live out the purpose or the life that God has designed for us. This is the purpose of wealth. And also you'll find the definition of wealth. Okay, so that's that about that. And then the next thing is that you need to know all of this. What are the resources for making money? Now that we have been able to know how life progresses, first you need to know the meaning and value of life. You need to find your purpose, the meaning for yourself and the purpose for your life, meaning and purpose of money, meaning and purpose of wealth. Okay, all of this is what forms the identity. And then you need to know what are the resources you need to make money. First is you as an individual. You as an individual, you are the most important assets that you can have. So if you do not understand this, then it will be very hard for you to actually make money. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is that to make money, you are the most valuable asset or most important element or factor or ingredient of making money. And this constitutes your physical, your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So when I'm talking about you, I'm talking about the physical you, the what we can see on the outside, all right? And when we talk about the mental, of course, the way you think, how you retain information, how you process information, and how you can imagine the future. And when we talk about emotion, the good emotions, the bad emotions, the happy emotions, the joy, the sad emotions, all of that together, and your spiritual life, how you connect with God, how you connect with the creator of the whole earth is very important. All of these will come together to help you to make more money and generate wealth for yourself, or to accumulate and become the kind to have the kind of wealth you foresee yourself to have. So you can see now from this that wealth is not only money. Okay, wealth is all encompassing. All right, it comprises of the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual side of you. So you is it's good in the how you amass the wealth that you want for your life. Then the next one will be your knowledge. Okay, so you have to know the knowledge of life, the knowledge about yourself, have a true knowledge of yourself or the true understanding about yourself. And then you need to have the true understanding of money and true understanding of wealth, which is what we've talked about under purpose and identity. And the next one will be your skill, expertise, and experiences. Okay, all of this will come together to generate the kind of wealth that you will be able to manage. Okay, the amount of wealth you have right now is the amount of experiences, the amount of expertise, or the amount of skill that you have or can deploy. Okay, if you want to increase your wealth right now, increase what you know about yourself, increase what you know about life, increase what you know about wealth, increase what you know about you know money. And this will help you to build more skills, it will help you to build more expertise and give you much more experiences. All right. So this is how you create wealth. And then the next one will be people, your relationship, your network, and the people that you work with. All right. So the relationship you have not only related to business relationship, it relates to your social relationship, your family relationship, all of that come together under relationship. And then your net worth or your network. Okay, your network is more about probably your business relationship, your the relationship you build in the spiritual aspect, in the mental aspect, in the business aspect. All of this forms your network, and your team is the people you work with directly. Okay, your mentor, the people above you, the people at your level and your peers, and then people under you. These are your team, they are not your network, or all of them actually form your network. Okay, so all of these people that I've mentioned form your network, and your network is the biggest. All right, out of all of these, first the relationship is the people you have a relationship with, that you have contact with one on one. Then you have the team. The team of people are the people that actually contribute to your financial well-being, all right, that contribute to your well-being as an individual. These are your team. And then you have your network, which is the people that you know, maybe not necessarily people that you directly contribute to your financial well-being, but at least you have an access to them. So network is more about access. A team is about more about working relationship, while relationship is more about something that tie you and those people together in a way. That's what we refer to as relationship. All right, and then the next one will be tools, and tool will be the system, the structure, and the technology you have access to. So all of these are the things that will help you to make more money. If you lack one of these, then you will not be able to maximize the wealth you could have. To maximally have all the wealth you can have access to, then you need all of these tools or all of these resources. Next, it would be you need to know the relationship between work and job. Work is different from job. Work is what you are created to do. It's what is work is an expression of yourself. The way you express yourself or the way you go about fulfilling your purpose is what we refer to as work. Job is just something you do to put food on your table, right? Job is what you do to help you meet your financial needs. Okay, that's what job is. But work is what you do that helps you to express your full self. It helps you to become all that God has destined your life to be, or it is the full expression of showing the way that God has created you. That's what we refer to as job. And of course, there should be an alignment between your job and your work. Okay, there should be an alignment between your job and work. If what you are looking at is wealth in maximization, you want to maximize the amount of wealth you can have, and don't forget, when I say wealth, I'm talking about physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental wealth. If you want to maximize this, you got that there has got to be an alignment between what you do as work and what you do as job, right? So these two has to be aligned. Okay. And then the next thing will be money and work ethics. You see, a lot of people want to be rich. A lot of people want to have much more money, but they don't want to work. And this always baffles me a lot. If you're not working physically, you will be working mentally. If you're not working mentally, then it means that you are not ready for work. I mean, for wealth. So there is always a relationship between your work ethics and wealth. If you are not someone who is responsible enough to want to take responsibility in accumulating wealth, then forget about you becoming rich, first of becoming wealthy. All right. So all of these things are very, very pivotal. Don't just be uh wealth focused. You are wealth focused that you forget you have to be responsible. A lot of people want to be rich, but they don't want to do what it takes to be rich legally. Okay, they just want to get rich by hard or crook ways. It is not meant to be so. Wealth is to be created. You being very very, yeah, really really conversant, or you are coming attuned with your work ethics. And work ethics means you are responsible. It's just you being responsible for where you are, for what you do, for what you want to have. Just be responsible. And that you will see that wealth will come into your hand. Money will flow into your hand. Wealth will be yours. Okay, so that's what I really want to pay attention to in that. And of course, we've discussed what money is, and money to some people is financial reward. Money to some people is income. Money to some people is a seed. Money to some people is a tool. So this, the way your definition of money will help you to shape your how responsible you are. Okay, your definition of money, the way you see money, will shape how responsible you are or your work ethics. This is a relationship between work and work ethics, money and work ethics. Next is multiple streams of income. For multiple streams of income, we want to find out how do you get more income? How can you become more, uh, have more income in your life? So the first way is that you need to know how to diversify your income. So the importance of multiple streams of income. Like I mentioned before, if you want to generate wealth, you need to know how to earn income from different sources. You need to know how to generate income from your business in different ways. And that's what we don't talk more enough. You don't necessarily have to have five things that you're doing which are unrelated, unconnected, not in any way connected that you want to make money from. This you will burn yourself out. But in your business, for example, there should be a way that you can, increase the way that you get money from. Like the income you earn from the income. Let's say, for example, you are someone who is into you sell bags. Okay, if you are selling bags as a retailer, first thing you gather money. Let's say you work a day job first, and then you gather this money to start your business, or someone is able to give you money, okay, to start your business, even though you are working. Now you are working first, okay. Let's say what you are doing is that you work in a let's say you're a teacher, first of all. You're a teacher, and then you save up some money to start a business, and somebody also gives you some money to start this business. So you have your capital from what you save as yourself from your own income and what someone else's give you, probably as a loan or borrows you or as a gift to start your business. So now you put that into your business to start a bag selling business. Because you're a teacher, you believe that the people around you who you teach together in your school been saying they don't know where to buy good bags, and then probably you have a fashion sense. Then you use this to start your business. Now that you've started your business and you're getting income from your business, what else can you put your money into, that can give you income? Now that you sell bags, what if you go into selling clothes? This is still related to fashion, right? What if you now move from selling bags to selling clothes to selling shoes? How about other things that you will use, that once, for example, a lady dresses up, there are other things, here, all of those, then it will be multiple streams of income that come from different ways, but still in the same line of business. All right. And also there is, out of this, you can also do some assets. You can buy assets which you don't need more, you know, every day to be looking into for you to be able to manage those assets. For example, you can buy a stock of a company, probably because you know more about fashion, then it should be easier for you to be able to look at the financials of a fashion company, and then you can buy the stock of a financial company. That is another way to generate income, which will help you to increase your income, increase the money that comes into your hands, and increase your wealth at the end of the day. All right. So the next one will be the identify and then explore. So this, like I mentioned, is for you to be able to identify what are the ways by which I can increase my income. Okay, you move from teaching to starting a business of selling bags. So what else can I join to this business that is very related? Okay, they are closely related, and we call that in economics complementary goods. What are the complementary goods that I can sell? That someone who buys a bag will definitely want to buy this thing. Okay, so they are complementary goods. So you do these complementary things that will help you to be able to have multiple streams of income. But it takes you to be able to identify and explore all of these things before you can have these multiple streams of income. And then you start from earned income. So how do you do this? Start from earned income. Okay, I was reading something yesterday. It said someone said that people in financial industry, the financial consultant, financial expert, financial advisor, he said one thing we don't talk more about is that people just want passive income, passive income. Yeah, we want passive income, but have you thought about the number of hours you use idly? Okay, your idle hours. How do you turn those hours that you are not using productively into a productive hour, into hours that bring you money? All right. In the Western world, for example, here we are, most of the jobs are being paid per hour. All right. So, for example, you said 700 per hour, 300 per hour, $350 per hour, Hong Kong dollar, not USD. So, in USD, okay, in USD, something like that would be, say, $30 per hour, 30 USD per hour. Now, there are some hour in a day that you're not using to do anything. You're just scrolling on Facebook, scrolling on Twitter, scrolling on Instagram. How can you make that time to earn you more money? Say you work as a teacher, I'll still use that as an example, or you work as a banker. After you came in from the bank and then you just sit down on the phone and doing nothing, just scrolling on the phone, on social media. You can turn those hours also into, you can say, oh, you're using that to relax. I understand. But after you relax, is it every day you are going to be using those hours to just relax, to unwind? All right. So you can turn those idle hours into income so that it becomes earned income for you. So your career or your job will give you earned income, and then you can use those to start also, an entrepreneurial journey. So, like I said, someone like a teacher who decides to start selling back. As a banker, okay, you're already in the financial industry. Okay, so you know how this thing works. You can start a financial consulting firm as a business, as an entrepreneurial venture, because you work in a bank. You have the knowledge. Okay, if you sell, if you are into trading, let's say you work in an F&B industry, you have the knowledge of how F&B runs, that is food and beverage runs. You can start a business, whether even if it is to be selling your product, okay, the product of your company, online or something like that in your own store. Create a store that sells. So there's a way you can start a company using your expertise that you already have. Okay, so this is how you can start a business venture, and that will be an earned income, something you work towards. Okay, you work actively towards to earn income. Another way is to start a side also, like I mean, okay, you can do a trading, you can start another job, or you can do a startup, which is the entrepreneurial journey, and then you can also do freelancing. Whether you work, if you work in a an F&B industry, but there is a passion that you have, say for example, you know how to do digital marketing, or you have a knack for digital marketing, you can always start something like a side also, or a freelancing in digital marketing, or you know how to do design. All right, you can start a design, freelancing job. There's Upwork, different websites that you can use. There's Upwork, there is, you know, I've forgotten most of those websites now. They're not coming to my head. Upwork is the only one that I can remember. But there's those kind of websites which you can always put yourself out as a freelancer. Also, you can design something and sell it. For example, maybe you design a painting and then you sell it. For example, in Nigeria on Scalar, okay, there's something called Scalar where you can sell something that you designed. Okay, if you're a teacher, you can package all the knowledge that you have into a probably a video or a course or even a book, and then sell it on Seller. There's a website called seller.com in Nigeria that you can use. And there's another one called Gumroad. Okay, this other one is all over the world. Okay, there's another one, of course, you can also do Amazon. The most important thing is that you make this to become a top notch. You put excellence in it so that when people see it, they see that it's something that they can get value from. Okay, that's the most important thing. And those are the ways you can get earned income. And then you can move from there to passive income, which I've mentioned the other time. Okay, the income from your businesses or the income from your day job, you can always channel it into buying the stock of a company which is in your industry, the industry that you work already. Since you have a knowledge of that industry, it will be easier for you to able to know how this industry work. And then if the value of that stock increases or the value of the company increases, the value of your stock will increase. For example, if you buy this stock, say for $20, okay, I will use dollars for this for universal sake. If you buy a stock of $20, okay, tomorrow you can see that, okay, yeah, and you leave it for 6 months. In the next 6 months, there's a probability that the company is doing very well, okay, and then the value of the stock has increased to $25. So it means you gain for every one stock you buy, you gain $5 already. This is happening, okay, this is happening. Of course, if anything I'm telling you here is what I'm doing, at least I am doing these things, if not on a large scale, but at least I've done it before, and this is why I know you can do them, or I'm giving it to you as an example. And then there are other ways by which you can make money. Okay, I have a friend, Miss Theodora. Okay, you might know her. She said that she wanted to pay her son's school fees, and then she was looking for, okay, how can she pay her student's school fee? She knows that the school fee will be due, okay, when school resumes in the beginning of September. Then January, she calls her friend together. Let's start a cooperative, and then will be, probably every month someone will take the whole contribution, right? So, and then she knows the time that she wants this amount, and then she says she's going to take her whole end of August, which is very close to when she pays her son's school fee. Something like that. If you have friends, okay, in the same work, in the same industry, okay, or people of like minds, that people in church, all of you can come together and form a cooperative. You put together some money, savings every day, every month, and then someone take it for that month. And then you contribute. Of course, you should do this with people that you know, okay, who cannot run away with your money, so that such that all of you contribute money, and then she is the one or he is the one who is taking the whole bulk of the money at that point, and then he or she took that money and then run away with it. So you should do this kind of thing with someone you know. So you can do cooperative, and then you can, rent the assets that you have. If you have some assets that are just lying idle, that are not really making money for you, or you have some, okay, don't let me call it assets. You have some things that you have put money in, you buy them, and then they are just lying fallow. Okay, they are not bringing you income. You can turn them to income generating things. Okay, because asset is something that brings income for you. If you have anything and that thing is not bringing you income, it is not an asset, it is a liability. Okay, whether you're using it for your day job, your end income or something, it must be useful in bringing you money. If it is not bringing money into your pocket, it is a liability, not an asset. So you should know that. So all of those, you can turn them into much more assets that brings you more money. Okay, so and then you can do commodity where you do trading, buy and selling, something like that of commodities. So these are the ways where you can do multiple source of income. So next is asset protection. For asset protection, you need to protect what you have first. Okay, you have to know how to protect what you have. You need to know how to protect what you have. So, and one of the ways to do this is that it can be your life that you're protecting, your health, your property, your vehicle, etc. Anything that is of value to you can be protected. And you should protect yourself. All right. You should protect yourself. You should protect your life because you are the, like I mentioned, you are the most important assets that you have as an individual. At least you are generating income for yourself. So your life should be valuable to you to be protected. Don't forget, I said anything I'm telling you, most especially in this masterclass today, is something that I have done or am doing one way or the other. Okay, I have a life insurance for myself. You should have one for yourself as an entrepreneur, as someone who is working. Buy an insurance. Okay, it helps you to protect yourself, your wealth, and helps you think about how to distribute your wealth. Okay, life insurance is very important. Health insurance is very good. Property insurance, if you can buy one, is good, and of course, something like that. So this is a very important thing that you need to do. And of course, what you can protect, like I mentioned, you can protect yourself, you can protect your financial assets, and you can protect every other things that you have. And then what are the means of protection? Okay, what are the things that you can do as a protection? Number one is your job security. Job security is very important. Okay, if you are working in a private sector, you should make sure that your industry is an industry that they don't lay off people. If you are a tech worker, okay, you have a level of job security, but you should always upskill yourself. So the only way to job security is to always upskill. Upskilling is the way to job security, irrespective of which industry you are. Just ensure that you're adding value to yourself, building much more skill, much more expertise. That is the way to do job security. And the other one is to do your own research. Okay, do your own research. Always do your own research in whatever investment, especially in the terms of investments, whatever industry you want to go into to work, and whatever investment you want to put your money in. Do your own research, know how the money is being protected, know how the income is coming in. You need to know everything that you need to know about that thing you are putting your money in or you are putting your time into. Okay, do your own research. That's a way to protect yourself and your investment and your money and your wealth. All right. The next thing will be to take calculated risks. Don't just take a risk because it looks good to you. Make sure it is a calculated risk. Calculated risk means that even if you are going to lose this money, you know that if you lose this money, it's not going to affect you, it's not going to affect your family, it's not going to affect your business. Right? So that's how to take calculated risks. Okay. The worst that can happen is that you lose the money. Okay. For example, if you are putting your money in an investment, the worst that can happen is that you lose your job. If you lose your job, will it affect you? If it is going to affect you, then you should know that what you are doing, okay, you should know what you should do to secure your job. So the way to, take calculated risk is to think upfront. If I lose this thing, how does it affect me? How does it affect my family? How does it affect my business or my career? Something like that. So that's how to take calculated risks. Take calculated risks with your money, with your investment, with every single thing that you have. The next one will be insurance policy, which I've mentioned. Have a life insurance, have a medical or health insurance for yourself, property insurance, which you call general insurance, third party vehicle insurance, third party insurance, or general insurance. All right. So those are the three major categories of insurance that you can have: life insurance, health or medical insurance, and general insurance, which is in terms of vehicle, your property. stuff like that. All the things that you have, your investment, you put your money in, you could have insurance for them. So these are the ways to protect your wealth or protect your money or protect yourself. And they are very important. They are pivotal to you in your process, in the process of financial freedom or in the process of getting the maximum wealth that you can get based on who God has made you to be. Then the next thing will be wealth management. How do we manage our wealth? So I have four quadrants in this, as you can see. So the first one will be the cash flow management. What is cash flow? Cash flow means how money comes in, how money goes out. So you can see all of these steps you can take, or all of these points at the ways by which you can manage the way money comes in, the way money goes out. Okay, so first is you need to understand budgeting. Okay, budgeting is very important. Understand budgeting. Okay, and use financial tracking app. One way to use, at least that will help you to know where is money coming in from, and then how is money going out. The basic one you can use is to build an Excel sheet. Okay, if you build an Excel sheet, you just need to enter the figures, and then it calculates for you the other things. You can build the Excel. So if you don't know how to use Excel, of course, go to Google University or YouTube, right? Type in YouTube how to use Excel to as a financial software. It will give you detailed plan or detailed measures of how to use Excel as a financial software. So others is to build an emergency fund. Emergency fund is very important. We recommend as a financial advisor or financial consultant like that, you should have 3 to 6 months of your um, expenses, okay, saved somewhere or somewhere you can easily access it. For example, in a bond or in a mutual fund, okay, such that if you lose your job today, you can still go out and live for 3 to 6 months without panicking that the hell is going to break loose on you. So save or put your money up to 3 months or 6 months of your expenses somewhere that you can easily access it when you need them, right? And then early investment, start your investment early, diversify your investment, set clear goals, educate yourself and monitor your and adjust. So once you started all of this, you should be able to monitor and adjust the way do all of this. So this is how you do your cash flow management. The next one will be debt management, right? So I know that in Nigeria, you might not really have access to debt. But let's say you've started a business and then the business you started, you took out a loan to be able to start the business. Or you are in a cooperative, like I mentioned, right? And this cooperative is where you have the funds to be able to do what you wanted to do, like a capital investment that you wanted to do. Now you have some money to pay back, all right? So it is always important that you manage your debt in this way. So you should always go for good debt, not bad debt. Good debt is a debt that helps you to buy assets. Don't forget, asset is something that puts money into your purse. If this thing you have, okay, is not putting money into your hand, okay, or into your bank account, then it is not an asset. And the way to have good debt is to buy the debt with asset. Okay. Buy assets with the debt. All right. Make sure that what you are buying with the debt you have is an asset, not a liability. Okay. Even if it cannot pay for itself at the beginning, okay, but at least you will need little or nothing to be able to augment what is remaining to pay the debt back. Okay. Probably you are paying every month, every day, every year, whatever it is. Make sure that the debt you are having is used in purchasing an asset. If it is not used in purchasing asset, it is a bad debt, and you don't want to go into bad debt. Right? So others are, pay your debt first, access your debt, then create a repayment plan, consolidate your or refinance. You can refinance your debt. Okay, all of these points, my advice is you should consult a financial consultant. I can tell you more of these. I'm just listing out the things that you can do because this video will be like 1 hour max. So I don't want it to be too long. So I might not be able to explain in depth of all of these things. But you can consolidate your debt whereby you have all your debts in one place, or refinance your debt whereby you go borrow another money, okay, to pay all what you have on this date, and you start paying that one back. And of course, when you are taking this new loan or taking this new loan from somewhere else, the interest rate is lower than what you want to offset. Okay, so that's refinancing. Then make payment on time. Make sure you pay your debt on time. Don't wait till when they're chasing you around or when the interest is increasing. Okay, pay it on time. And then time limit your debt. Always limit your new debt. If you have one you are paying, make sure that the one you want to get into is not as high as what you have, or even if it is high, you are paying off what you have already, so that you don't increase your debt. Make sure that your debt is not increasing at an increasing rate. Even if it is increasing, let it increase at a decreasing rate. All right, something like that. Then next is to wealth building strategy. You have wealth building strategy. Okay, so for your wealth building strategy, you should, you should have, yeah. So for building wealth building strategy. For wealth building strategy, you should know yourself. That is, you know your strength, know your weaknesses. Okay, know your strength, know your weaknesses. All of these are very important in you building wealth. And then you should know your economic and political landscape. Okay, if you're in Nigeria, you should know what obtains in Nigeria, what is obtainable in Nigeria. For example, if you take debt or a loan, which area are you investing it in? Are you investing this money in a place where the policy can change tomorrow and say that this thing is no longer permitted to be done, or you need to pay high tax or something, or you are doing if you are doing business in Nigeria, you want to take note of FX, okay, foreign exchange. If it's a business that it's more of a foreign exchange, then you need to pay attention to that so that you don't go in debt when you buy goods at a lower, when dollar is low compared to naira, and then now dollar is high compared to naira, something like that. The price you sell your good, you can't buy as much as what you think you can buy, because there's now a very different large disparity between the exchange rate when you first buy the good and when you want to buy the good now. And of course, if you're using raw materials, something like that, you want to know how the price is changing. So all of that is very important in helping you to build your wealth as an entrepreneur. Okay, so next will be the use of your time. Okay, you should use time to your advantage. Start early, or whatever you need to do. Okay, and then do everything you need to do on time. Don't wait till when things get out of hand before you can propose a strategy or have a strategy in place to mitigate your risk, something like that. Then you should invest early and invest consistently, diversify your income, set clear goals for yourself, educate yourself, but also still monitor and adjust yourself. These are the ways you can build wealth. And then the next one will be retirement plan, which I mentioned. Okay, retirement plan is always important. Like, you need to determine the best and available option for you. Right? Determine the best and available option for you. Your environment really determine. In Hong Kong here, of course, tax is a little bit lower. Okay, but of course, one of the ways by which you can build wealth is, invest in real estate. Okay. If you're working now, okay, your MPF is a good way for you to put your money if you're actually thinking of retirement. All right. If you put money in MPF here in Hong Kong, MPF, okay, is like a contributory pension in Nigeria. All right. So here in Hong Kong, if you as an employee, you should save up to 5%, or you should put up to 5% of your income um, in this account called MPF. And if you put 5% as an employee, your employer will also put 5%. All right. So there's also what we now call you can increase this up to like 15%. And in some company, no matter how much you increase it, okay, what is required by law is 5%. But if you increase it up to 15%, some company will match up whatever percentage you put into your MPF. While some company will just do what they call government stipulate as law, which is 5%. Even though you are putting 15% instead of 5%, okay, which is the maximum. 15% is the maximum you can put into this account of your income, your monthly income, whether you are an employer or employee. But if you are an employee, okay, your employer will always double or will match up to 5% of what you put into your MPF. All right. So in that case, in Hong Kong, you can always do something like that. So it looks like your 401k in the US. Also, your 401k, you can always put much more money there. So another reason why you're doing this is not only because it gives you an advantage to, for saving advantage, helps you to diversify or to distribute your wealth when you died. Another important thing about this is tax advantage. Okay, money that goes into this, most of these pension related or retirement plans are not taxed. Okay, when you want to take them out, they are not taxed. They are not taxed. They are tax and they give you that tax advantage. So this is the major ways by which you can save yourself from tax and one of the ways to build your wealth. So always think about that when you want to put your money into an investment. What is the tax implication of this investment? Also, now that I'm putting my money inside and when I want to get my money out, that's very important when you're doing your tax. And then leverage the tax deductible plan, which I've just explained. And then, of course, start early, understand your need, choose the right account, adjust contribution over time. Okay, so the higher you go, okay, the older you go, I mean, you should know if you should increase the amount of money you put into this kind of account that you're saving for your retirement, or you need to decrease it, depending. But of course, the best way is that you should put you should uh based on your expenses, right? As your expenses increases, then you can decrease the amounts you put into your retirement plan. Okay. So, but then if you have more left over after your expenses, of course, you can always put more, for example, into your retirement plan. Okay. So this retirement plan are always very important. So don't forget all of these things have to be done together, not in isolation. Okay. Don't do them in isolation. You need to manage your debt. You need to know how to grow your income right now, and you need to focus on your cash flow right now, and then also your retirement plan. So all of these will go hand in hand. Okay, next thing is how to accumulate wealth. So what is wealth accumulation? Wealth accumulation is just the process. All right, wealth accumulation is just the gradually building your financial assets and increasing your net worth over time. That's what wealth accumulation is. And then establishing a strong financial base is essential to achieve long-term financial independence and security. So what do you mean by financial base? How does income come in? How does it go out? That's your cash flow management, your debt management. I mean debt management, that is what you hold, debt management, and then your how you make more money, which is increasing your income, and then your retirement plan. These are your financial base. All right. That's your financial base. If you have all of this, it's easier for you to build your financial independence and your security. And one thing I would like to point out at this wealth accumulation stage is leverage. Very important. If you want to increase your income at an increasing rate, or you want to increase your wealth, you have to use leverage. So what is leverage? Wealth accumulation through leverage strategy involve using available resources to embrace or to enhance your financial growth and investment returns. Okay, that's what leverage is. Using available resources to enhance your financial growth and your investment return. If you want to do um you want to increase your wealth, you want to accumulate wealth, you need to use leverage. And what are the things we need to leverage on? Number one is people. Okay, if you want to really know more about this, you should check our the January masterclass, where we talk about the three kind of people you should work with: people of influence, people of the people of power, people who have the resources you want. People of influence are those who know the people you do not know. And then the people who have skills are the people who um yeah, people who I think four kinds of people. People who have skills, they might not have the influence you have, they might not have the power to make things happen for you, but they have the skills you want. All right, the skills you want to accomplish something, they have the skill. And then the last type of people are the people who don't have the skill, they don't have the influence, they don't have the power, but they are always with you, most especially in your down moment. When you are down, okay, when everything is lost, these kind of people are the people who will be around you. So you need these four kinds of people, and then you can check the last video to check it. So here you need to build your network. Okay, building of network, and then you need to collaborate. Okay, in this our community, HCBD community, we want you to collaborate with other people. Collaborate with other people that can help you enhance your wealth. You know, collaboration cannot be underemphasized, cannot be overemphasized. It is very important to work with other people. Then next one will be your skill delegation. So you should always hire people who can complement your weakness, okay, your effort. You should hire people who strengthen your weakness, not people who you have the same type of strength or the same type of skills or expertise. All right. So you should be people who are good at what you are not good at. When you hire people, this is a very, very great way of managing people or of increasing your wealth. If you are hiring people, hire those people who are good at what you are not good at. Then the next one will be the community engagement. Make sure you always give to people in the community. For example, don't just take from a community, also contribute meaningfully, add value to this community that you have. The HCBD community, shouldn't be that we at the HCBD company are the only one that are giving out information to you, that are giving out knowledge to you. You should also contribute to, for example, the conversations you're having. You know, uh, there's beauty in diversity. There's something that I'm not looking at the way you're looking at it, even though I know these things, right? But your own perspective to it will be very, very different. So this is why we encourage people to be more active on our platforms, right? Contribute what you know. It will be a different perspective from the way that we are seeing it, or from the other people on the platform are seeing it. So it's always important, not only in HCBD community, okay, or HCBD platform, any platform that you are, try as much as possible to contribute, most especially if they're asking for contribution, if they're asking for input. All right. Of course, don't do it in an annoying way, in a way that annoys people. All right. But of course, if they ask, more especially when it is being asked for, contribute your quota, contribute what you know, contribute your perspective. It's always make things much more better. All right. Contribute to a community that you have. The next thing will be technology. Also, you should leverage technology. Okay, there are different type of technology that can be leveraged. There are different type of things that you can leverage. For example, there's financial management tool. There are investment platform that you can invest in. Go to a broker, open a stock market account, open a bond market account, open a mutual fund account. I will show you some of these things later. And then you should know how to automate things, automate your processes, automate your, things that you do, the way you make money. You can always look for a way to automate them. Okay, automation means that they run on their self. Okay, you don't have to be the one monitoring how they run. The computer or system helps you monitor the way this thing runs. So that's automation. And then you can do online learning. Okay, go to YouTube, learn things. Okay, YouTube is there for you to learn. Your social media can be your learning platform, not just for laughing platform. Okay, you can learn from social media by your people you follow are people who actually give you knowledge that helps you to accumulate wealth. And then data analysis. You can gather data from your activities, probably your work, the way you relate with your friends. Look at things and then look at patterns. How from there I see that when I post on Sunday, people like more. When I post on Monday, something like that. Then this will help you to make informed decision. Your decision is not based on your experience; it's based on the data you are able to gather. Okay, so gathering data and analyzing data helps you to make informed decision. So use data is very important. The next one will be the system and structure, right? So you create clear processes and then you track this progress that your process is being made. Okay, you use strategies, investment strategies. Don't just use your sense alone to make investments. Use investment strategies and then use risk management framework. You can use a different risk management framework, and then you should do continuous improvement. Continuous learning, continuous and never ending learning is the key way to anything in life. Nobody is born to know how to do something. we all learn most of the things that we do in life, even the ones that you have the ability for. You still have to learn one or two things. You don't become a professional in a day or at the first time you try out something. You become professional by doing it again and again. For example, speaking, very important in this age and time. Okay, we don't become a professional from speaking, start speaking in a day. We become professional because we have been doing them over time and we are learning from the mistakes that we make while we speak. So try to do things and know if you make a mistake, why did I make me this mistake? How did I make me this mistake? What can I do better next time so that I don't make this kind of mistakes? Okay, so this is how you learn or iterate. You iterate, you are flexible, to change some things that you think are not working for you. So system and structure, if you are losing money in a place, okay, you learn that you're losing money in a place. Why am I losing this money? What happened that I lose this money? If you learn it from the, if it is for you to change the platform altogether, change the platform. If it's for you to change your strategy, change the strategy with which you are using your investments or you are going about what you are doing. So just make sure that you learn and then you use leverage on systems and structure to generate more wealth and accumulate more wealth and protect your wealth and distribute your wealth. Next will be let me give you an example of compound interest. So we have different types of way you can invest. For example, if you decide to do investment. So I use investment as an example, and then compound interest. So we have stock, which is S&P 500, the US stock market. Yeah, S&P 500 is a stock that comprises of is a type of stock that comprises of all the 500 company in standard and I forgot the P again, but the S standard and something in the US. All right. So this kind of company, I think they are mostly tech company. The Amazon, the Google, the Meta, all of this type of company are the company put together. There are 500 of them. They are put together. So if you invest in this kind of we call this thing we call them index. Okay. Or yeah, so index. So this is a market index. So if you invest in this type of index, then let's say in a year you're having a return of 8%. We are just on the conservative side. All right. So we say 8% per year, and then you have bond. So you have government bond. Government bond is when government borrows money from you, and of course they plan to pay you back in certain years. See, they plan to pay you back in a year, and the interest you get in a year is 3%. It's something around that nature. Of course, there are some that are close to 10%, okay, depending on the government, the country. Okay, but if you're in Nigeria, I think the Nigerian bond right now should be around 12. I can't remember right now. I think what I saw was, yeah, around that point. But like I said, this is a conservative number. So 3%, and then if you invest in real estate, you get 6% back in a year. Mutual fund, you get 7% back in a year, and then savings account, you get 1% back in a year. And if you invest in Bitcoin, for example, in a cryptocurrency Bitcoin, you get 15% back in a year. So if you do not withdraw the interest you get every year, if you leave the capital you invest is 10,000 in each of these investments, and then every year you get 8%, for example, in stock, 8% of the 10,000 you invested in this stock, you do not withdraw it, you leave it in that account. So of course, 8% of 10,000 will be 800, right? So it means that next year you have 10,800. So if you leave this for 10 years, your money will become 21,000. Okay, that's the power of compound interest. And if you leave that for Bitcoin, it becomes 41,980. This is a conservative side, okay? It can be more than this and probably less than this, okay, for some of them. But on a general note, it should be more than this, okay, on a general note. So how did we calculate this? Is this formula? We use the formula to calculate that, okay? So the formula is we calculate the calculation explanation. So we have A equals to P into 1 plus R raised to power N. And this is all the explanation of each of the variables in this calculation. You can pause this video, watch how it's being calculated, and then you can use it to calculate the compound interest of whatever investment that you have. Okay, so because of time, I won't spend a lot of time explaining this. So next, what are the things you can invest in or platform through which you can invest? If you are in the West, you can use Weibo. Okay, you can Google all of this, and then you can use consult your bank or financial advisor. If you want to do if you want to do crypto, you can use Binance or others, most especially in Nigeria, you can use others. Okay, so local crypto platform. If you are an Africa, there must be a crypto platform within your country. Look out for cryptocurrency platform that you can invest in. Crypto is a good way to invest in, but make sure that you don't put a lot of money in there, all right, because of the volatility of crypto. Okay. Also, you can do something. I have a club that I belong to is called Provident Green Club. We have a cooperative. So if you want a cooperative society, you can join us at Provident Green Club. It's open to everybody, most especially if you're passionate about the green technology, sustainable development. Okay, if you're passionate about sustainable development, and yeah, you can join Provident Green Club. There's also another asset company in Nigeria which is called ARM. ARM. All of this you can Google them, and I will put the link below, okay, for you to be able to subscribe to all of these platforms to start earning from them. So ARM is a mutual fund. First Asset is First Bank's asset management company. It's also they have foreign euro, they have foreign bond, they have Nigerian bond, and then mutual fund. Okay, Trove is a stock market that you can invest in stock market. Okay, you can invest in the Nigerian stock market and the US stock market on Trove. Also, you can buy some of the Chinese firms' stocks in Trove. Okay, so you can use Trove, and I know there is Rice. Rice is more of a real estate. So they have real estate. So Rice is like a fund, okay, but they invest the fund in real estate, in stock market, and also in uh, mutual funds. Okay, so you can choose any of these three that you want your money to be invested in. So they invest the money for you. They just give you the interest every month. So they give you the monthly interest. And I think the highest interest on Rice is, I think, 12% or 13% thereabouts. Okay, and then there's Cable. Cable does primarily real estate, and they invest in real estate in Nigeria, in UK, and in US. So there are other platforms that you can use. There's Lander that I know of, and Rice also has Chaka, okay, in Nigeria. So there's all that platform you can invest in. And same thing if you're outside of Africa. Okay, if you're not in Africa, you can do Capital One and other form of platform. So just look for a platform you think you like, and then choose to invest in all of this to earn more money for yourself. Okay, so that you have other sources of income as an entrepreneur. You're not only dependent on the income that comes from your business or the profit that comes from your business. You can have other places you can earn from. All right. Next thing is distribution. How do you distribute? Distribution you can distribute through estate planning. Estate planning is a way that distribute what you have. So distributing what you have is what we refer to as estate planning. And the importance of estate planning, why do we do estate planning? Control over your asset distribution. Okay, when you are no more, or even when you are still alive, you want to know how to distribute your wealth through estate planning. Okay, another way is to maximize your tax so that you do not pay more than what you're supposed to pay as tax. Estate planning is a good way to do that. They also help you avoid probation. Probate. Probate is the period, okay, or the things that you need to do to be able to get your money to be given to the people that they are supposed to be given, especially if you're using will. Okay, if you're using will as your estate planning or as the way to distribute your wealth, okay, people have to wait a certain period of time because certain laws or certain things have to be done for them to be able to have what you have given to them. So this is what we refer to as probate. So to avoid this, you should use something much more better. Then the other one is to protect the beneficiaries, that is those who you intend to give this money to. Okay, if you want to give this money to them, you need to protect them. If not, under the law, someone can use another clause, something that is not well structured in the way you structure your will or your estate planning, and then they use it against the person you are giving your money to, most especially your children. and then they take what belongs to them rightfully. Your family just take it away from them. So to protect them, do a proper estate planning. And then your healthcare decision. Now that you cannot do anything, you're in the hospital. So who fend for you? How do you get money to take care of yourself? You have money everywhere, but people cannot access it because you are no longer active here. Okay. Maybe it's, God forbid, someone is a coma, but he has money, but it cannot be accessible. Okay, so the way you structure your wealth distribution will help you to be able to access this kind of income in this kind of situation, to access your money or your wealth in this kind of situation, and then to reduce conflict among the families, like I mentioned before, your family member fighting your children, your siblings fighting your children over what you have and stuff like that, and then to provide for your dependent people that are depending on you. You need to really, really provide for them in case you are no more. So to do this, estate planning is the way to go. Then other things, estate planning essentials, the importance of estate planning. I already mentioned this. So what I will recommend for you to do is number one is will. Will, of course, we all know what will is, writing a will for yourself, and then for the people who you want to pass your wealth to, most especially when you are no more. So why should you use will? Why will? Will is easy to create, right? Very easy to create, and then should be updated regularly. As you have more wealth, you accumulate more wealth, you should rewrite your will. Or at different point in time, rewrite your will. Something like that. Then you requires probate, which can be time consuming. Probate can be time consuming. Then the next one will be trust. Trust is another way which you can use, and it's easier to set up. Okay, but we have revocable trust, which can, okay, revocable trust is a way by which you can, you know, not can be altered. Okay, revocable means it can be altered, and not revocable means, revocable means that it can be altered in your lifetime. Irrevocable means it cannot be altered in your lifetime. So these are the different types of trust. Another one is a testamentary trust, which created through a will and comes into effect upon death. Okay, this is when you only do your testamentary trust. These other ones can be done, okay, and can take effect even when you're still alive. All right. So what are the key benefits? It avoid probates. You don't have to wait. There is no law to be. All of those have been written into everything you need to do. So you just need to, they just need to act it out or implement the trust when the time comes to be implemented. Then it provides management of assets during your lifetime and after death. Okay, so this is one of the benefits of trust over will. Will only take effect when you die, but trust is during your lifetime or after death, and then can protect assets from creditors. Okay, you are owing some people. Okay, after you die, but you have said that this property should go to my children, but because you hold some people, then they come for this asset. They take the asset out of their hands. Okay, but if it is in a trust, they can't get the assets. So this is the importance of trust. Very important. Okay, you need to think about all these things, even though you don't have anything or you don't have much like that. But think about them, know about them, that when you have the build the wealth that you want to build, then you can always implement all of these things. Then the next one will be the life insurance. So life insurance also is you buying insurance for yourself, for your property, and to protect what you have for your beneficiary. So the key benefit is that it provides liquidity to cover immediate expenses. So it's not only um, for example, like foreigner costs, for funeral cost or outstanding debts. So life insurance will help you take care of all of this. The money will be released so that people do not have to be looking at tasketa to be able to, help you to do what they have to do for you. Okay, and then can ensure that beneficiary receives funds quickly without going through probates. This also is helpful in avoiding probates, and then can be used to equalize inheritance if some heirs receive specific asset. So another way is that you can use this to equalize your inheritance. Okay, you can give this uh, life insurance to someone. Probably you didn't give someone anything out of your assets. You just use this person as a beneficiary of your life insurance. Then it means that all the income or all the money in your life insurance goes to this individual. Okay, so that's the life insurance part. So let's put all together the pillars of wealth. All the things we'll be talking about: wealth generation to wealth protection, to wealth management, to wealth accumulation, and then to wealth distribution. So each pillar, okay, is doesn't work in isolation. They all complement one another. You use all of these to complement each other. That's the essence for that. And then wealth can be created and secured through the wealth cycle. Okay, so this is also what we refer to as wealth cycle, not only as pillar of wealth, but they are also wealth cycle. So meaning that it doesn't stop. Okay, you do it over and over again. So it revolves around. Today you're focusing on generation, tomorrow you're focusing on protection, next tomorrow you're focusing on management, and then on accumulation, and then on distribution. And then you go back to accumulation. So it helps you to focus on each point at a point in time. But you need to think about all of these things, not in isolation. Think about them together. Or um, you can focus more on one, okay, and less on the other. But make sure that you don't focus on one only. Make sure they are doing all of them together at once. It helps you to maximize the advantage of all this pillar or the cycle of wealth. Right. So the takeaway is that you should identify and explore at least two new income sources. Okay. What are the ways you can earn more income from what you do now? If you are only earning earned income, okay, how can you move from earned income to passive income? Okay, how can you increase your earned income? How can you increase your passive income? How can you increase your get more to more ways by which you get income? So these are the ways or the things that you need to pay attention to. Then the next thing is to protect your financial assets and personal well-being. Okay, make sure they are being protected. You as an individual, like I mentioned initially or at the beginning of this video, is that you are the most important asset that you can ever have. So learn to protect yourself. The next, create and maintain a budget. Budget is very important. There's no way you can accumulate or increase or maximize your wealth or your financially free or financial security without having and maintaining a budget. So maintain a budget and start investing early and diversify your portfolio. This also is another point. And the next one would be that you begin estate planning to ensure your assets are distributed according to your wish. Okay, and lastly, consult a financial advisor. Very important. Okay, if you do not know who to consult, reach out to us or me, and then we will be able to help you. We have the link to the way to reach us in the below in this video. So just reach out to us. We will be able to help you all through this wealth management cycle. All right. I believe that you must have learned something today. So if you have any question, you just need to reach out to us, probably by email or join our community and ask your question on our community, and then we'll be glad to answer your question. And also the experts that we have in our community will be willing to really come on board to help you know more about the questions that you're asking. So I wish you all the best in your bid or your journey of accumulating wealth. And I hope that this video has been a blessing to you. So like I mentioned, if you like this video and you want to see more of it, please subscribe to our channel, like to the like button, and subscribe, like the video. If you like it, then more of the video can come up when you are online, and if you post any video, you can see them as soon as possible.